From beggars to bankers, oligarchs to gangsters, a new book tells the true story, or rather the hidden story of life in London for the capital's immigrants. Written by Ben Judah, a young foreign correspondent, This is London, Life and Death in the World City aims to reveal the changing face of the capital. Ben, welcome to London Live News.
Thank you.
It's a potentially really contentious issue. What made you want to write about this?
I used to work as a foreign correspondent in Russia, and when you're a foreign correspondent, you spend a lot of time giving a voice to the poor, going out into the regions, into the slums, seeing what the normal little people have to say about huge political transformations. And a lot of what you do is also about unveiling the rich and getting their secrets out and showing what they're really up to. And when I came back to London from Russia, I realised, just flicking through the newspapers, we don't do enough of that about the UK. And all the people I was seeing every day on the streets of London, I wasn't hearing their voices. What did the tube cleaners think? What did the Roma beggars think? What did the Polish construction workers think? I wasn't sure. I didn't know. And in a lot of ways, I didn't really recognise London anymore. I was born in London, but London today is an immigrant megacity. Nearly 40% of people are born abroad, and the overwhelming majority are either immigrants, their children, or grandchildren. And I felt it was time to sort of retell the story of London through the eyes of London's migrants, from the poorest to the richest.
And in the process of doing so, you really immersed yourself in the lives of many Londoners, didn't you?
You can't just turn up and ask someone 5 questions and then go home and expect to really understand their lives. So what I did is I slept rough on the street with Roma beggars to really understand what that meant. What was that experience for them? I lived in Romanian doss houses in Barking, pretending to be a Russian asylum seeker, where guys share beds, 2 guys to a bed, 15 people cramped into tiny 2-bedroom flats. And I went and touted for work with Eastern European labourers on the curb, where minimum wage usually not paid, and the lowest that someone I ever saw work for was 1 chicken and chips.
Were there any surprises? I mean, alongside some of the shocking stories that you've just highlighted, did you have any surprises? Any of your preconceptions challenged?
I was surprised by how religious a city London is. It's outside that band of Kensington to Islington, of the sort of posh British upper classes. It's a really religious city, filled with kind of basement mosques and African churches in bingo halls, a city that really reverberates at night with prayer, with all of these people from all over the world hoping and praying they're going to be able to build a home against the odds in London. And
what message do you hope people will take from this book?
Listen. I think that we don't see with our eyes. It's very difficult to know what's going on if you haven't already read about something, you don't have an idea in your head. And by getting the stories of people who don't have a voice, people who don't want to speak into the book, I'm hoping that people will be able to look around them on the tube and see people and understand a bit about them and want to hear their voices.